Hello there, this is Chico Paris bringing you a game dev challenge. Now today we're going to be making Snake, the famous classic Snake game on GameMaker Studio 2. So let us begin by first looking at the room size. So what we want to do is that we want to make this grid to be 16 by 16, and the best way to do that is to simply make the room size 16 by 16, which is actually very ridiculously tiny. You could see that I had to scroll down. Now, in order to set it up, we enable viewports and then we clear viewport background. We need to do that. Make sure it's visible. Now here we're going to make it 16 by 16. This is how big the camera is going to be. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just make it 720 by 720. So that's how big it's going to be seen on the screen. In this background, let's make it dull white. Okay, because it's a little bit easier in the eyes. And then next thing we're going to be doing is that we're going to be adding a new object. Now this object is going to be called object snake. This is going to be our object, our player object. And so in the draw function, now we're not going to be using any sprites here. We're just going to be using boxes. So we're going to say draw set color. So first of all, we're going to draw set color and we're going to set it to C black, okay? And then we're going to say draw rectangle, and we're going to say X, Y, outline is 0, and that should create a box. But obviously, before we can even show this box, we have to put this inside the game. And so in the creation code, we're going to say instance create depth. We're going to be saying middle 88 depth 0 object snake. Okay, so if we run the game, we should see a black dot in the middle of the game. Good, that's exactly what I want to see. Now let's go back to object snake, and now in the create, what we want to be doing is that we want to be creating we want to make it move. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is try to make it move. Now, the simplest way to do it is by having a step function. So in the step function, this is basically the update function if you're used to Unity. Here, what we're going to be doing is that we're just going to be saying x is plus equals 1. Okay, and if we see this, you would notice that the box will just suddenly you see it and it disappears very fast. Now the reason why it disappears very fast is because the frame rate is just so fast. So what we're going to be doing is that we're going to set the game frame rate. I forgot how to do it. Let me look at the tutorial really quick. Just copy and paste that code. Always look at the manual. I was just looking at the manual earlier, and so we're going to be setting it to 5, I think, not 10. And so what it's going to look like is that you're going to see it going out of the screen and then it just disappears. Now the reason why it disappears out of the screen is because that's the way it is. But what we want to do is that we want it to wrap around. So what we're going to do is that we're going to just say we're going to modulo 16 to it. But remember to make it x plus 1 plus 16. Now the reason why we're saying plus 16 is because in case that the value is negative, which in this case it will never be negative, but you will see in a while why we're going to be doing that. And so if we're going to do this, it's going to wrap around perfectly. Okay, very nice, very nice. Now here's the next step we're going to do. So we're going to be using this thing called direction, which is or dir, and you're going to call this direction equal to 0, so that's the original direction. And then we are going to be setting these variables called dx and dy. So dx will be 1 0 -1 0. And dy is equals to 0 1 0 -1. Dx means the direction of the x coordinate and y means the direction of the y coordinate. This is how much we're going to be changing our coordinate. And so when direction is 0, we're moving to the right. When direction is 1, so it'll be these two here, we are moving downwards. Positive y means downwards. If a direction is equal to 2, then we're going to the left. and if direction is equal to 3, we're going upwards. Okay, now it'll be clear in a moment. So here, instead of putting the direction to 1, equals 1, we're going to change this and make this we're going to make this dx, and we're going to set this to dire. Okay, now we're going to copy and paste this. What am I doing here? We'll get out and change this to dy, change this to y, change this to y, and we're basically good. So if we press the building, we would see it's going still to the right. Now what we want to do is that we want to be varying the, so if we're going to say if keyboard check press the, let's say VK up or VK right. Okay, so if you press right, then we are going to go direction is equal to 0. Else, if I was just thinking of a way to make this quicker, but if you can't think of a better solution, just do whatever you think is fast. Just do this. This method's fast enough, I guess. Yeah. So we say right, and then we say down, and then we say left, and then we say up. Easy. Now, so we say 1, and then we say 2, and then we say 3. Now, check a look at this. So now we're going to the right. Now if I press left, we should go left. And it should wrap around as well. If we press up, we should go up. And if we press down, we should go down. There we go. Perfect test. Okay? We can, it's working. Just like Snake. Now, the next thing you want to be doing is you want to be adding another object. This object will be called object food. In this draw function here, we're going to be copying the draw function of food. We're going to be copying the snake, the draw function of snake, and instead of black, we're going to make this maroon. Easy. Now, in the creation code, we want to be adding some food. So we're going to be copying this as well. And we're going to be adding this. Now, instead of 8, we're going to say floor. And then we're going to say random. And then inside the random, we're going to put 15. Okay. Now we're going to copy this and also paste it for the y value. So basically what this does is that it gets a value from 0 to 15. And then I made a mistake. It's supposed to be object food here. So it's going to take some random position. So this is the random position, and it's going to put it right here. Okay. Now, in order for us to understand that it's a random position, we're going to be adding a new keyboard press key. Just going to put it here. We're going to say ord Q. So this basically means if I press the Q button, this is going to happen. And so we're going to say, if you press the Q button, restart the game. Now, if I restart the game, we should see that this red maroon cube here, the food will be in a different position, like so. Q, 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 Q. So we know that the randomized thing is working. Anyways, the random generating seed in GameMaker Studio is the same if you start the game always. What you have to do here, in order for you to fix that, is say randomize. Boom. And that should randomize the position. So now the red thing is over there. If I were to run the game again, you'd see that it's in a whole different location. It looks kind of the same. Let's test it again. Yep, it's in a different location. So now we know that it's working. Now we're really shuffling the seed. This randomized shuffles the seed. Next is what happens when we grab the food. Now, when we grab the food, we're going to delete the food and we're going to put a new food in another location. So we say if x is equals to object food dot x and y is equals to object food dot y. When this happens, when we reach this condition, we know that we're on top of food. And so we're going to say instance destroy. object food, and then say instance create. Actually, we're going to be copying from creation code. Copy this, easy. Boom, the random position. And so we're going to be grabbing the food, and boom, goes to another position, and boom, goes to another position, boom, goes to another position, and boom. It looks like it's just spawning in. Okay, there we go. Now it's spawning upwards. I was getting worried for a while. It's like, why is it spawning always in the more or less in the same location, just alternate? Anyways, now that we got that, the next thing you want to be doing, which is the hardest part, is trying to make the snake move. I mean, not move, but rather grow. So how do you make it grow? Now, that's where things get a little bit tricky. Now, what you can do here is that we can use the DS list. But for this case, since this is a GameMaker 2.3, I'm using GameMaker 2.3, let's actually use GameMaker 2.3's new functions like constructors. So what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be making a linked list. Yes, we're going to be making a linked list. Many people saying, why would you need a linked list? Linked lists are useless. I'll show you how linked lists are useful. Here we go. So we're going to make this thing called a block. I don't know why it's called block, but whatever. Block is equals to a function. This is how you write it. And then we say constructor. Constructor. And then we just do this. Now inside this function, we're going to be adding variables, arguments x, y, and underscore block. Okay. And then as simple as we say x is equal to x, and y is equals to y, and z, and block is equals to block. Actually, we're going to call this BLK because it's going to conflict with the block here. Just yeah. Anyways, now that we have this function here, block function xy block constructor. Let me turn the sound. We're going to be using this as a linked list. Now, the way it works is that we're going to be starting with a first linked list, which we're going to go a little bit slow here because even I'm having a little bit hard grasping this idea. So we're going to making the head. So the head is going to be at the x and y value. So we're going to call this head is going to be equals to new block. Okay. Now in this new block, we're going to say x, y, and no one. So the no one is because when we make a new block, now it's supposed to be pointing to, this is actually, this block function here is going to be a pointer. It's pointing to the other block, okay? It's pointing to its body, but it doesn't have a body for now. Now, when we eat something, we grow. What's going to happen is that we're going to go, we're going to be starting on the head, and then we're going to be, so we're going to say var, or let's call it var p, okay? There we go. Very simple. Var p is going to be point, so this is going to be where it's going to be pointing to, so we're saying head, okay? Every time we're making something new, we're going to be putting a new head, be deleting this guy here. If we have a long snake, we're going to be adding a new head, and then we're going to be jumping, pointing. Once we reach the end, and this guy here is pointing to nobody, we know that this is the tail, okay? And then we're going to be deleting the tail. It's as simple as that. So the way we're going to do it is that we're going to be making a new block. So just call it var new head. New head is equals to, okay, it's equals to block, new block x, y, and head. So it's going to be pointing towards the head, the original head. Okay. Actually, we can do this. Head is equal to new block xy head. We're going to go through a while loop. While, let's say while one for now, because I'm not so sure how we're going to end this. While one, we're going to say if head, no, why did I delete that? Var p is equals to head. If, where am I? If p dot blk does not equals to no one, then p is equals to p dot blk. Okay, we'll just say this, and actually we put it in the while one here. So if p dot blk does not equal to no one, let me say p is equal to p dot blk. Well, let's call it LP. LP is equal to, LP is the last head, we just call it no one here. So the last head, right now last head is no one, okay? So P is equal to, let's say LP is equals to P, and P is equal to P dot BLK, okay? We'll see why we're going to do this later. We have one pixel right now. Now, when we move to the food, what's going to happen is that we're going to need 2 pixels, okay? Now, in order for us to have 2 pixels, we need to retain the tail, because what's happening is that if we don't reach a food, we're basically creating, so this is the pixel that this is the original pixel. We're creating a new pixel here as the new head, and then we're going to be deleting this. That's how it goes. And we're going to be creating a new one, delete this, create a new one, delete this, create a new one, delete this. Now, if we reach a food, what's happening is that we're not going to be deleting the tail. We're going to keep the tail. And that's how we grow. Okay? So, if we do this, we don't delete the tail. Else, that's when we delete the tail. We say, delete P. Okay? Just delete P. Goodbye, P. And LP dot, yeah, okay. Actually, we're going to say delete LP dot blk, and then we say that LP dot blk is equals to no one. So we're indicating that now the last P is now pointing to nobody. This is the second last. Okay, this is the second last. This is basic. This is now. This should work. I'm not. Oh my. Nope, it didn't work. Oh, the reason why it's not working is because we don't have any drawing function here. So we're going to be starting with again, we're going to be making a var p, and we're going to call this head. Okay, var p is equal to head, and while p dot blk does not equal to no, we draw this. Now it's not xy anymore, but rather we're drawing p dot x, p dot y, p dot x, p dot y. Okay, so we draw that, and then we say that p dot blk, or p, is equals to p dot blk. Okay, so we're having some technical difficulties, but as you can see, the snake is moving. Clearly, it's creating a pattern. That's not what I wanted to happen. I don't know why it's not deleting itself. Why you? I don't know why that worked, but it worked. Okay, so I was actually on the food already. Ooh, look at that, look at that, look at that. Look at that, guys, look at that, guys. It looks like it's working. I missed it. I missed it again. Ooh, look at that, look at that, look at that. Look at this, amazing, amazing. Take note, this is my first time I actually got this far. Because everything was just basically in my head right now. And look, we're expanding. We're expanding. Whoa, man, whoa. Now, here's the catch. If we are going to be hitting ourselves, it hits ourselves. We hit ourselves. We can pass through ourselves. That's like the last thing we have to do in the snake game. That's the last thing you have to do. We're very close to finishing this. We're very close to finishing this. Now, all we have to do is we have to make sure that if we hit ourselves, we dead. Now, the way we're going to be doing this, that we're going to go through this while thing, and we're going to say if, before we check anything, we're just going to say if x is equals to, if p dot x is equals to x, and p dot y is equals to y, if it is, if p does not equals to head, and because we have to make sure, if it's the head, then it's the head, but if it's not the head, then it shouldn't be equals to x, and it shouldn't be equals to y. We're going to say game restart, and I think that's basically it. So where am I? I think it broke. If I comment that thing out, it should work, right? It should work. Or did I break the game? Okay, what did I do? Oh, I think I got lucky last time because we were on the food itself, and that's why it created ourselves. That's, yeah. So we're not out in the clear just yet. Oh, I see. Well, P does not equal to no one. Okay. It's a drawing. It was a drawing problem. There we go. There we go. There we go. And then we can go to the other side. We can do this. Eat. We can do this. This. We're testing everything. And let's get longer, and then we can eat ourselves easily. Okay. Maybe eat ourselves. I don't know. Okay, clearly we were eating ourselves there. Yep, we are eating ourselves, and I know why we're eating ourselves. That's because dumb me, I forgot to remove this from the comment. So we start as 1, and we start to grow, 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 grow. Okay. We could see it's clearly working. The growing function is clearly working. Ooh, you saw that? You saw that? You saw that? You saw that, boys? You saw that, boys? Okay, I can't eat myself just yet. Okay, I eat myself again. Now we're basically done. This is just extra functions, just in case you didn't realize that was a problem. The larger you get, the chance that the fruit will be, or the food will be right where your body is, or even on the head. Yeah. So we have to check the whole entire body every time you're going to be spawning a new food, and check whether or not it's within. We're just going to be copying this. P doesn't equal to no one. Okay. And so we're going to say var food is equal to this. Now, if if P, we don't have to do, if P dot X is equals to food dot X and P dot Y is equal to food dot Y, that means it's within the body, then we're going to say, you know what, creating and destroying things is stupid. So we're going to be saying X is equals to this random function here, and this is going to be var, and var Y is equal to that function again. So we're not going to be using food, we're just going to be, so if P dot X is equals to X, and if P dot Y is equals to Y, then we're going to be redoing this again. Okay. And then we're going to reset P. P is again going to be equal to head. Actually, we're going to make a new var PP, because why not? Go equals to head. Okay. And so we're say PP and PP. Get out. PP.x and PP.y. There we go. So we got stuck there, okay. So right, I forgot. Else we say PP is equals to PP dot block. Okay. Forgot to do that. Okay, let's go here. Boom. Code. Unable to find instance objects. Index 1 name object food. Right. Okay. My bad. I forgot the ultimate step. Is that we're going to instance create depth xy0 object snake food, and not xy but underscore x underscore y. Start the game. So it's working. Very nice. Now let's continue playing this game. So we'll see if this works. Yeah. So basically we have just created Snake in GameMaker Studio 2 using constructors, making a linklet of constructors. Interesting. Now there could be like power boosts and stuff like that. You can add that if you want to in your version, but for now, this is classic Snake. Very classic Snake. And it works like a charm, man. This, I'm amazed. Okay, it's a very simple game, but yeah, very nice. Very nice indeed. It looks like it's working. I don't want to kill myself just yet, but so far, now the chances of it spawning on the snake is still very slim, but so far it never did. Oh my, made a mistake right there. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we just have to remove the debugger, and basically this is a working game. Don't forget to remove the debugger, because if you leave the debugger, that's not professional. That's not professional. Oh my, we're very big. There we go. Now maybe the speed is a bit too slow. I don't know for you, but I guess it's fine. There we go. Yeah, I guess it works. Oh, get out. Oh no. Yeah, it's getting tough. It's getting tough. Look at the frames, man. It's 4,000 frames. Wowee. Oh, I died. Okay. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to me if this is in YouTube. And thank you very much. Hope to see you again next time. Cheers.